Well, hello and welcome back to Q Live. My name is Bill Selleck. I'm Director of Technology at Hillbrook School. Pronouns are he and him. And I'm here with the award-winning educator, Steve Martinez. Steve, introduce yourself to everybody.
All right, Steve Martinez here. I'm a social science teacher from Modesto, California. I teach world history and government economics, and I'm thrilled to be here and to be here at Q, and I'm excited to learn with everyone else.
Nice. So you are Emerging Teacher of the Year.
Yes.
Congrats.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
very
you.
exciting.
Yeah.
And then you're also giving a presentation, and we were talking about right before we went live about, let's talk a little bit about the award and some cool stuff you're doing and about your presentation, and actually they're kind of one and the same. So just tell us some amazing things happening with your students.
Yeah, so the big thing with the award is I talked and discussed and showcased design thinking and how I use design thinking in the classroom to have students problem solve problems in their community. So the project turned into this cross-curricular effort, as well as breaking down the four walls of my classroom to have the students work with stakeholders locally and globally, but to solve local problems. And so that's what the session's on tomorrow. My session starts at 10:05 tomorrow. So I'll be going over that and how I leverage technology to have students problem solve and work collaboratively to solve the problems that they see in their neighborhoods. So it's a lot of what I talked about for the award, and it's what I'm speaking on tomorrow at my session tomorrow morning.
That's super exciting. So some people don't know design thinking, so let's jump into that a tiny bit. And then just kind of bigger picture, what do you notice about this? One thing that stuck out to me that you didn't name that I think is important to name here is that it really puts real life learning and community engagement at the center of your learning. So it's not
Correct.
Just, hey, at its worst, let's do a worksheet and you did it and whatever, but It's actually what's a problem we're seeing, and let's spend our time together to actually do that. So explain design thinking and actually how that helps you leverage making a difference.
Yeah, so design thinking is a process where people or students can work through a problem by empathizing with that problem, thinking differently and defining it, working through the steps of ideation, building a prototype, and then testing that prototype out in the community. So a lot of what my students do towards the end is they present their prototype to a panel of experts in the community. So this year I was able to get my superintendent to be involved, school board, city council. And so with the design thinking piece, I let my students tap into their own passion to really ask themselves, what are the problems that they care deeply about? So it's not really me telling them what to learn and how to learn, but letting them choose their own path and tapping into their passion. Because a lot of times it's not about what we're excited about, but it's about the things that keep us up at night. What are the things that really bother students? And how can we use design thinking to leverage not only the content in the curriculum, but the things that they really want to solve later on in life and currently. So it's not about what they want to be when they grow up, but what they want to solve throughout their lives.
Well, do you have one quick example for us? A project that sticks out?
So there's a lot of them that my students have gone through. So one is garbage and waste at our school site. So they're developing an action plan and even possibly collaborating with our robotics team in our district to try to use technology in that way. And so there's that piece. Another one that comes to mind is trying to curb the behavior on social media. And so instead of having TikTok challenges, having Flipgrid challenges to incentivize the school to be like, hey, social media gets a bad rap, but can we use it and turn it on its head to address that kind of behavior?
Yeah, I love that. I also love the as you're talking about, waste on a campus. A lot of work we're doing at Hillbrook is connected with United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and so looking at another way, I think an entry point for people could be, that's amazing, but how do I get started on that?
Yeah.
Is actually looking at those Sustainable Development Goals, and of those you have about, I think, 18 of them. Which one really resonates with you as a student, and then how might you see that show up in our community?
Yeah.
And for sure I could see that garbage one being connected.
Yeah.
really
it ends
deeply
up being
with
cross-curricular and then cross
Yeah.
pathways too,
Of course,
because
yeah,
we
yeah.
have computer science in our district, we have
Mhm.
robotics, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I teach in the forensic bio academy at my school site.
Yeah.
So like how can it takes a village,
Mhm.
and there's that high level of collaboration, but technology certainly plays a big role with that.
Yeah, love it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Steve, thank you for joining us. As we wrap up, let us know, how do we find you on all the things?
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter, Martinez_edtech. You can find me there. You can also find my website, that's there, learnhumbly.com, once you jump onto my Twitter. I'm looking forward to connecting with people, and stay safe. Enjoy your rest of the time at Q.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Steve. Bye, everybody. Happy